Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about The Man Who Planted Trees by Jean Giono, if that's how you pronounce the name, French author. So I noticed that I've been doing a lot of horror and weird fiction recently. I've read a decent amount of classics and I've read a decent amount of general fictions, perhaps lighter stuff as well. And I thought I should probably get around to some of those. Now it's interesting, this is a work of fiction that I've never actually read, and I had never read before, but I've actually seen the film version, the 1987 film version of The Man Who Planted Trees, the Canadian 1987 version, about 5, 6, 7 times. And it's just a wonderful short film, fully hand animated, beautiful. I think I first watched it in about 2012, 2013. And it's really kind of a formative short film for me. It was around the time when I was getting into ecology and wilderness skills and all that sort of stuff. Don't do as much of that nowadays for various reasons, but it's a very formative short film. And as I've not been doing a lot of reading recently for various reasons, I thought, I just finished, very recently just finished Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea, just finished that in a day, and then I also bought The Man Who Planted Trees as well, just two somewhat related stories, and I might do a review for Hemingway eventually. I do want to cover some of the stuff that I've not actually done yet, that I probably should be doing. But this was the one that I'd always seen the film, but I'd never read it, and just to keep the reading muscle trained, I suppose, I thought I might as well get The Man Who Planted Trees, the text version, just to see if it's different, to see if I could pick up anything that's maybe different. And this here, it's a very short tale. It's about 25 pages, and this one's illustrated. I mean, you can see just how short it is. About 25 pages, and it probably takes you about 25 minutes or less to read. Illustrated version. A little nice bit at the back telling you about the story as well. So that's a nice bonus to it, I suppose. So if you feel like you want to be uplifted, I really can't think of a better story. This is just an incredible. It's a very short parable. It's a Christian work of fiction, really. It's one of those ones where I would say probably watch the film first before you read the text, because I feel like the text itself isn't as impactful as the film, because the film is the text plus an amazing narration, and it's beautifully hand animated as well. It's incredible. I've seen it about 5, 6, 7 times, as I said before, and it's always one of those ones that's just stuck in my mind. So really, it's just I can't talk much more about it than that. Really, it's a very, very short parable or fable where it concerns a traveller, a solitary traveller in the Alps who meets a shepherd who later becomes a beekeeper. And the story really just takes place over a couple of decades. We're tracking the regrowth of a forest, or not regrowth, but regeneration, or afforestation, I suppose, of this valley, this desolate valley, where there are run-down ruins of previous settlements. And it's just this wonderful tale about the silent shepherd who just, without any fuss or fretting, he's very stoic, and he just pops these acorns into the ground. He creates a little hole in the arid wasteland in the soil, and just plops his acorn down, and then you'll say you'll plant, I can't remember, 100,000 acorns, and then only 20 of those will become saplings, and then you'll expect through grazing pressure that he'll lose even more of those. So, but he doesn't care. He just knows that he has a job to do. It's beautiful. And then the protagonist is in awe of him as well. Some beautiful moments as well. I don't want to spoil it too much, but when the forest does eventually begin to grow, there are the threats of the forestry commission, and we don't want interference, and 2 wars go by, and it's just incredible, because Elziard Bouffier, the shepherd, he's almost disconnected and detached from the world, and he's just going about just planting his trees, his oaks and his beeches and his birches. Really wonderful story. It's not. I can't say much more than that really. There's. I'll find a good section here. I'll just say this part here. When he reached the place he was aiming for, he began making holes in the ground with his rod, putting an acorn in each and then covering it up again. He was planting oak trees. I asked him if the land was his. He said it wasn't. Did he know who the owner was? No, he didn't. He thought it must be common land, or perhaps it belonged to people who weren't interested in it. He wasn't interested in who they were, and so, with great care, he planted his 100 acorns. There are parts in the story that give me goosebumps, and I think that's mostly to do with the narration of the film version. But put in the comments if you feel inclined to, if little fragments or little, not even full sentences, just sometimes like little I don't know what the word is, but just little snippets of text that just give you goosebumps for no particular reason. It's just this part here near the end. When I reflect on the fact that one man, even just that, I previously when I read that just today actually when I finished this little story, I just got goosebumps because I do remember it from the film. But just little tags like that just always give me goosebumps for certain stories. When I reflect on the fact that one man, with only his own simple physical and moral resources, was able to bring forth out of the desert this land of Canaan, I can't help feeling the human condition in general is admirable in spite of everything. Don't want to say much more than that. That's The Man Who Planted Trees by Jean Giono. I highly recommend watching the film, and if you want, you can also read the book as well. I'm not sure what I'll be doing next. I think I said I was going to be doing Mervyn Peake's Boy in Darkness, but I think for that one I'll probably I might read that in full actually to revisit that one, because I read it in 2019. Because I've done a lot of reviews where I've just vaguely revisited the books. A lot of them are quite long as well, so I just sort of look through it and just get the pros and cons and just try to remember how I feel about some certain works. It's interesting. I'll just say that because it's interesting, because I think I've not actually fully reread a book for this collection, and generally I don't actually reread many books actually. Anyway, so not sure what's coming next. I've got quite a few. I always say things like Blood in the Mist and Fantasies and all that, but those are ones that I read quite a while ago as well now. I think most people do reviews that of books that they've just read. This is one that I've just read anyway, but we'll see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's a very uplifting story, and if you need a pick me up brother, read The Man Who Planted Trees by Jean Giono. Thanks for watching. Cheers.